السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم استخدمنا في خدمة القرآن والإيمان والإسلام. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه، وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. يا حي يا قيوم يا بديع السماوات والأرض يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تحيي قلوبنا بنور معرفتك أبدا. يا الله يا الله يا الله يا رحمن يا رحيم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Okay, we're reading the reasoning.
From the reasonings. The original name of the book is Muhakamat. Muhakama, if you are familiar with the word. Reasonings.
And we're going to read the third part, starting with the element of belief. Okay. In the name of God, the all-merciful, the all-compassionate, I bear witness that there is no deity but God, and I also bear witness that Muhammad, upon him be blessings and peace, is his messenger.
If you notice, until now, we have been concentrating on the first part of the testimony. There is nothing in the world which deserves to be worshipped or which has, which deserves to be worshipped means which has any divine quality. It means the quality that will give existence to something else, maybe to themselves, including. We have been concentrating on this side, and on Saturdays, we concentrated on resurrection, that this life is just a transient form of existence, and we are going into a completely new, we may be taken into a completely different and new type of existence. We don't know, doesn't matter, but definitely existence is not going to cease soon or as we die. And existence never ceases. Never ceases. That was the previous, I don't know, for a year or something, close to the year, on the discussion. The second subject of the Saturday, I thought, let's concentrate on the fundamentals of belief system that is introduced in the Quran. One is belief in God and in the hereafter. Now, when the Quran addresses to human beings in general, it is usually, maybe if there is an exception which I don't remember, it refers to الذين يؤمنون بالله وباليوم الآخر. It means really believing God is associated with belief in the next creation or another type of creation or the continuation of our existence after death. Be careful with the word continuation of our existence after death from this type of life. It means another type of existence with another type of life. Now, when the Quran speaks to not all human beings, specifically, of course, all speeches to all human beings, but specifically mentions about the book, the people of the book, it says, يُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَبِرُسُلِهِ. Why? Because if you believe in God and the continuation of the existence, what you need to establish your belief in God, and then definitely you need to establish your conviction about the messengership or prophethood. Why? That is the subject of this section that we are going to read. The subject is this. If there is no deity in this type of existence, but since existence is out there, the source of existence must exist. There must be a source of existence. Now, this conviction or this, if you like, conclusion necessitates that if there is such a being, who gave existence to us, this being must show us or explain to us, make the things clear for us why he has given existence to us. So this explanation is essential for us. Why? I have to know why I am here. Otherwise, I can guess that my existence is not meaningless. My existence is not haphazard, random happening. When it is so wise that in my existence and the existence of the universe, I see that nothing is unwise. Everything has a purpose. Okay? And I come here as a human being and ask the question, why do I exist here? Somebody gave me existence, why? And I'm conscious of it. That is very important. Why am I given existence? And why am I conscious of my existence? And I look around, the things are so meaningful, but they don't tell me the way I can easily understand. Why am I here? They don't give me explanation. I look at what the objects around in the creation, I say, everything is perfectly working, and my existence is perfectly working, functioning. It is perfect. And my reasoning, my questioning is there, but there is no answer. I cannot find the answer. Why am I here? Apparently, I am, if you like, dragged into existence, given life, and in the course of time, I become aware of my existence and my qualities until the age of nowadays, 14, 15, before, much earlier ages, people were taking responsibilities. Now we are all spoiled. So at the 10, 11, people start questioning, the human beings start questioning. I am aware that I exist, and what does existing mean? Why? I just get bewildered, perplexed. I don't know why I am here. But I keep questioning that is in me. No one can say, no, no, I have no such a question. I have no ability to ask this question. No one says this. There's an urge. There's a strong urge within my own existence that I have to find out what is the purpose in my existence and what am I going to do? Why? I see that the things are meaningful, but if there's no purpose that I can understand, be careful with this expression, it's very important, all the meaningful existence turns into meaninglessness. Everything is meaningful, and I don't know why. What does it mean? Can you imagine? Meaningful things are here, but there is no real meaning in their existence. I don't know why. I can see a machine or something perfectly designed, doing a lot of interesting things, and I don't know for what purpose I should use this machine. I say, come on, this man, or whatever it is, people who made this machine must tell me what am I going to do with this machine, right? And they have to send a message saying that this machine is to be used for this purpose. Now, the universe as it is in its material form looks very meaningful. Everything is existing in a perfect wisdom, but one thing is missing. Why am I here? No explanation from anything. I can guess that there must be a purpose in my existence because of human qualities urge us to concentrate on this side. If someone says, let's do this, you say, why are we doing it? Yeah? It's very simple. So if someone says, go to, I don't know, somewhere, because my father even, I trust him, told me, go to, sisters from Toronto, so I said, go to Toronto. I said, okay. I know how to go there, to buy the ticket, and fly or something. No, in this country. What I expect from my father, who will tell me? Why? What am I going to do in Toronto? Why do you ask me to go there? Without the purpose of the action, we don't feel, why should we do this action? And it becomes meaningless. For example, I go to, okay, my father told me, I go to Toronto and get to the, reach the airport, and it is Toronto. Yeah, it's Toronto. Why did I come here? I don't know. You feel stupid. Definitely we need instruction, pointing out the purpose of my existence, purpose of going to Toronto. Simple example. So if there is a wise creator, but if that is discussed in the, this is, we are reading the first part and the element of belief. The first part, we will jump to the second purpose. The first purpose that we are not going to study because we have been studying here and there throughout our classes emphasizes on the necessity of the existence of the Creator and gives all sorts of reasonings. That is the first purpose. And we are going to skip that and jump into the second purpose. Why? Because the second purpose is the subject matter of this class. So, okay, we understand, that's why we say, if there is a Creator, if the universe has a maker, and if this maker is a wise one, which is so obvious, no one can say that there is no wisdom in the existence. Only those people, and I remember some philosophers saying, those exactly, they say this, and they really concentrate on it. Since we are in this world, that's an atheistic perspective. And this word seems to be very meaningful, but it happened to be meaningful by itself. There is no conscious creator. That's atheistic perspective. They deny that the meaningfulness of this universe refers to the source of existence as to be a conscious being. Do you understand it? Think about it. So if there is no conscious being, the universe is wonderful, but we are going to die within this wonderful universe. We happen to be here accidentally, and the accident takes us into death and annihilation. All the perfect universe becomes purposeless, meaningless. They say, why bother? That's the philosophy. Why bother? Because we are going to die and disappear from the existence forever. Why bother? Some stupid, I would say, I'm sorry to use this insulting language. Some people say, oh no, there must be a purpose. What shall I do? There must be a purpose, but everything has a purpose. Let me make up a purpose for myself. Be careful with this point. Help humanity. I keep hearing this. Man, help yourself first. Help yourself. You don't know what you are doing. Why are you here? How can you help the others without knowing what the purpose of your own existence? That is a way out to make up the story. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't help human beings or other beings. You help everything. But first, establish who you are and why you are here, and accordingly, you will have your relationship with the rest of the world. But without the purpose within your own existence, I am here to help human beings, and I'm going to go into annihilation. The people I help also will go into complete non-existence, disappear. We all get rot in the grave after we die. What is the purpose in helping others? We are all going to get rotten. Anyways, purposeless. But if you have the purpose, your actions will become meaningful. Because they denied from the very beginning the necessity of the existence of the creator, conscious creator, they turned the meaningful universe into meaninglessness and try to find out other ways of making up this emptiness. Yeah, emptiness. Why? I don't know why I'm here. So this is atheistic perspective, and this is humanitarian perspective to subsidize it, right? To make it more reasonable for them. make up a purpose which is really in and of itself a false purpose. It is just cheating yourself by saying, I help somebody. Yes, that is correct. This is helping somebody is not a mistake, but it cannot be the purpose of your existence here. Whole universe is created in a perfect form, right? In the perfect way, all right? And only some human beings and some domestic animals, because they are domesticated, they need to be taken care of. Otherwise, the animals in the forest don't need any human interference. They run away from human beings. They are fully satisfied with their own existence. They don't need anybody's help. Don't. Not only you get me, don't get near to me. The wild animals in the forest, they perfectly carry on their life. But those who are domesticated, they are not in the natural way that they are created. They have lots of need to care. So we make them needy, and we care them, and we say that, look, I'm doing something good. You make them needy, man. You keep the bird in the cage, you have to look after it. Otherwise, bird wants to go out and be free. You don't let him, you imprison the bird. You have to look after it. You imprison the dog and the cat, and you have to look after it. It was your mistake from the very beginning. Spoil the nature of these animals, but it is not my business. But they are replacing it, replacing the purpose of their life. Instead of understanding why am I created, they make up with something, helping animals, helping human beings. These are made up. But are they bad in and of themselves? No. They are not bad. We are created with the sense that we have to help other human beings or other animals if they need it. But if you don't know why you are existing here yourself, if you use it as a replacement of the purpose of your own existence, even the purpose in helping other people, what you are doing, the huge universe is created. Human beings are really equipped with a wonderful senses, detectors, tools, and only sometimes I get ill and really move as I want to, and as if the universe is not enough and the universe needs my help. As if universe needs my help. Do you understand it? The one who creates the whole universe, gives the existence to the universe, doesn't need your help to complete something. There is a purpose in its existence, and in the existence of the sense that I have to help others. There is a really very sacred, how do you say, very valuable virtue in helping other people. But if you do it for the right purpose, in order to educate yourself, in order to experience your feelings, to put your feelings into experience, in order to understand the source of existence of those feelings, who he is. For example, the sense of helping is a means, a tool for me to understand that the creator of my sense of helping is the one who prepared this universe to sustain my life in the perfect form. It means while I am helping another person, I am expected to understand that my creator is the absolute helper. While I am feeding a needy person, needy person, there may be that is why the order of the human relationship is created in such a way that some of them are richer than the others, some of them are healthier than the others. Some of them are younger and more active than the others. So the relationships will give me the opportunity to exercise my feelings in order to know the absolute source of the existence of these feelings. To know God, the Creator, who is the one who feeds the needy, and you say, oh, when I feed somebody, when I satisfy somebody else's need, I feel satisfied. In this way, I'm experiencing that my Creator loves to take care of me, loves to feed me, loves to help me. Do you understand? These are all a means of getting to know who your Creator is. But if you don't believe in the Creator, the same action becomes meaningless. But the same action. So we shouldn't confuse. Of course, it is within us. These senses are given to us. Make something reasonable, what does it mean? Rationally acceptable, what does it mean? Everything in the creation is reasonably exists in a reasonable way. So the creator of this existence, this being, this universe, is a reasonable one. To acknowledge him. Otherwise, the action in and of itself, if it is not in order to get to know the source of the existence of my feelings, human feelings, the action becomes what? Meaningless, dead end. There must be a best word for it.
Futile.
Sorry?
Futile.
Futile. Is it right to say abortive? It means comes to nothing. That? Pointless. I help, I die and rot. Meaningless. Meaningless. But when I, for example, let's say I'm a rich man, and I established a hospital and financed it, sponsored the expense of the hospital, and the ill people come and get healing from there, and they smile. You feel, it is good. It means the one who creates you with health wants you to know that he is pleased with the way he created mankind in this way. So that is the means of acknowledging God, the Creator. If you don't use it as a means, as a vehicle to acknowledge God, the Creator, and get to know your source of existence, all your actions become futile and you just cheat yourself. But because it is innate to us, we are created to practice all these feelings, we think that without connecting it to the Creator and acknowledging the quality of the Creator, we think that we are giving this just to help people and die and disappear from existence forever. That is what replacement. That's why always I am afraid of this replacement. Not a true replacement, but replacing the purpose of our existence with something which is futile at the end, meaningless at the end, becomes meaningless. You disappear from existence. What does it mean? It means your existence is meaningless. Why do you give a false, fake appearance to it as if I made it meaningful? So we need explanation why we are here. If the machine, to go back to the machine example, if the machine looks very meaningful, everything works perfectly, but you don't know what is the purpose of this machine. Where am I going to use it? For what purpose am I going to use it? You say that this maker of this machine looks a wise person, but he didn't make it clear what am I going to do with it. It contradicts the wisdom that appears in the existence of the machine. It must be what you do now. You look the pocket, if you like, the box. There must be a manual telling me what to do with it. There must be an explanation how to operate it in the best way. And what is the purpose of this machine that the person made, that the engineer made it? Now, in this respect, the Quran emphasizes, alongside with human nature necessitates together, belief in God necessitates the belief in the message bearer. Then somebody will come with a message and explain to me the purpose of my existence. Show it to me. So the messengership means, we should never forget, that messengership means a messenger with together with him or her, message. It's very simple. There is no message and I am the messenger. You just love it. I am the postman and there is no mail. What does it mean? So messengership must be thought of alongside with the message. So the message will make it a messenger, and the meaningfulness of the message, reasonability of the message, rational consistency of the message make the existence of the messenger more legible? No.
Legitimate.
Legitimate, sorry, thank you. What I was looking for this. More legitimate. So we cannot really isolate the messenger from the message, because it cannot be a messenger if there is no message. We understand that. That is the subject of this text that we are going to study. Why do we have to acknowledge and understand, maybe feel the need when we say, yeah, the universe seems to be meaningful, the existence seems to be meaningful, everything seems to be existing in a wise way. So I am convinced, if we are convinced of what, if we are not convinced, we have to study. We have to study the first part of this, the book that we are skipping. Now, if we are convinced that there must be a wise creator, then definitely there is a conscious being who gave existence to this perfect universe. Okay. Now, I say this existence of this creator, make it simple, maker of the universe, source of the existence of the universe. Now, must send a messenger to let me know why I am here. Yeah, why I am here. So we look for a messenger who brings the message to me. Yeah, but the universe itself is a message to what? Indicating to the necessary existence of a conscious creator and necessity of the existence of a messenger, message bearer, message bearer. Two things. Because human feelings say, there must be a purpose in my existence. Since I'm aware of it, human feelings say this. This is a witness. So we have to combine the two. I think there are some concerns among you want it first and then
Sure.
which one? Okay, go ahead.
So far, anything that carries a message makes that thing a messenger. So
Yeah.
far, we're not saying that it's just, and I guess the message or the messenger can be in various forms of speech that I must be able to comprehend. So it must be in form of verbal, must be in form of visual, all forms of speech. So in that case, for me, messenger is not just limited to a human being.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So since literally the second line on this page is, I also bear witness that Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is his messenger. That claim, so is the word Muhammad here being specifically used for that individual, or the idea of a messenger who can communicate to me in a way that I understand?
Now, we are human beings. We are thinking human beings. We are thinking creatures. And we understand the language. We are given the ability to understand the language and to speak back and to argue. Now, everything is a messenger in order to show the necessary or demonstrate the necessity of the existence of the creator. But I cannot really, as a human being, understand what is the purpose of my existence in this world. So it needs for example, if I come back to the machine example, it's a very practical example. The machine says, I have a conscious, talented engineer. The machine says this, okay? Yeah, you have a conscious, talented, wise engineer. Okay. What am I going to do with you? What is the purpose of your existence? We need a verbal explanation that I understand. This is the purpose in your existence, prospectus. Right? We need this manual. So this machine is to be used for this purpose. Right? So I can say, I understand now. Now, this prospectus will tell me if you use it in this way, it will make you the most successful user and benefit from the machine in the best way. So that's what I need the explanation. Now, for the up to now, without going into the messengership, we did not really study almost at all. The messengership, we always said that everything is a messenger carrying the message of the necessity of the existence of the engineer. Qualities of the engineer. The machine itself speaks, but the purpose of the usage of the machine needs as a human being, a verbal explanation for me. That is why the universe forces me, urges me to look for the source of verbal explanations which makes it clear the purpose of my being in this world. I have to look for it. Now, the text will say, when we say Muhammad, it represents the messengership. Right. In our age, it is represented by this person. In another century, the messengership is represented by another one. But there must be an explanation. Well, that makes sense for us when you read the Quran. The Quran says, if we have not sent a messenger, as far as this aspect of the matter today, we are not going to take you into account for your existence because you don't know why you are here. So if you don't know, if you have not received the messenger. So there must be a messenger for everyone at his own level, right? If someone is responsible for acknowledging the existence of God only, if a people in a certain age, they are responsible for acknowledging the purpose, the source of existence, they are responsible for it, and they may not have heard of any verbal explanation coming from a prophet, a messenger. They are not responsible for it because they haven't come, they haven't reached. But for us, for our reality, we keep hearing, everybody in this century keeps hearing that there are some messengers. Some people, some religions says that we have some prophets, that's our prophet, and brought this message. And we will say, oh, the people are talking about all this speech or a verbal explanation from the creator of the universe. Why am I here? Explaining why am I here? Why I am here. And we have to look for it, search for it, and definitely there must be, because I am aware of the existence of the prophets. So even after the death of the prophet, doesn't matter, the message is out there, right? This message has been brought to me by a human being. You don't have to know the person who is called Jesus, who is called Muhammad. You don't have to know the person, but we have to know that this message has been brought to us in the verbal form, spoken out by a person, as I understand. Now, Muhammad represents a person who brought the message to me, and I have to acknowledge his, not the personal being, how many hands he had, how tall he was, none of my business. But my business is this person represents the existence of the messengers. Yep, in my age. This is what I am. I have received the message from him. So the word messenger, now we are going to use in this class for a means or for a person who is employed to carry the message of the creator to me, explaining how I am going to live in this world and which kind of purposes I have to accomplish while I am given the life in this world. Which kind of purposes I have to accomplish. So that the word in this class from now onwards will refer, when we say the messenger or the messenger, in this class it will refer to the person who brings the message. right? Not the things themselves, being a messenger, pointing to the necessity of the existence of an engineer or the creator. The machine example engineer, universe creator. That was another language, right? In both sense, the Quran uses the word Rasul in both senses. But they both bring the message, but the content of the message is different from each other. Now, I think your turn, and then your turn, and then yours. But this.
Qasim's question was my question, so.
So okay, we have pass. Okay.
Same question.
Now you
Sure.
twice you wanted to ask them.
So my perception of a concept of non-existence tells me that I have a condition that can be that non-existence applies to me, right? Because I can perceive it but not understand it. I have a relationship with it, right? It exists in my perception. Yet the concept of non-existence does not exist for the source itself, right? That has always been existent, right? Up to now.
No, there must be the source of existence must have self-existence. It means self-sufficient, self-sustaining existence. It means not like the existence we are experiencing in the universe.
Right. And so my understanding of the source of that existence, it's not measurable. I cannot get to the essence of it. I think you've said this before. It can only be understood by my existence in this world. And messengership to me seems like the communication or the message from that unperceivable world that I believe we've also called a ghaib. So it's the communication between the ghaib and me, and that's what the messenger is doing, right? Carrying the message from the ghaib to me.
But it only for one extra purpose, rather than the necessity of the existence of the creator, but explaining to me my questions of the purpose of my existence. What am I going to do here? What am I going to do here? And how can I accomplish my life in the most perfect way? So I need guidance to teach me. Everybody needs teaching, right? For example, do you think somebody learns something without going into a teaching education or education system? No. So everybody needs teaching. My inquiry of the purpose of my existence, how can I do it in the best way, also needs education. So I need a teacher. Even if you want to do something, the simplest thing I don't know, for example, let's say the simplest job, they say, I don't know, it is the simplest one or not, but to become a janitor, the cleaning man here, you need orientation. Yeah? They will teach you. You need somebody to do, yeah, I'm going to clean, how, which tools or what. So you need teaching. You need education. So there must be a guide for you to teach. That is how we are. So when you talk about the non-existence, it is, I think we shouldn't confuse it with non-existence concept here.
I'm just saying that there are things that I am aware of, but yet have no way of explaining it because I haven't experienced it.
Really, look, we have to be careful. We cannot be aware of the essence of anything. But we have to be very careful. I think we keep repeating this, and it is always skipping out of our mind because we don't hear this concept on a right base. It is always misused in the communities, especially even among the believing people, the community of the believing people. We have free will. We have free will. The free will means we have to choose. The choosing necessitates what? Two options, at least two options. As far as the analysis of the existence is concerned, yeah, and the source of existence of the subject that we are interested in is concerned, we always have two options. Now, this exists, and the other option is the human mind brings into rather than doesn't exist. It means its existence here, I can be sure of something's existence compared with an imaginary non-existence. Now, the existence of this pencil is real, but in order for me to become aware of the existence of this pencil, always I imagine the non-existence of this pencil and say that rather than non-existing, this pencil exists. Now the reality, the pencil exists. Non-existence of the pencil is just an option which has no reality. So non-existence itself is just a notion which has no reality as far as the existence is concerned.
But I'm not aware of existence unless I consider.
But this non-existence doesn't exist.
But
it is your imagination.
But without non-existence, existence doesn't exist.
No, but there is no non-existence, but this is just imagination, like the non-existence of the pencil. That is necessary for human free will to function. No, don't confuse, because it is not the first time I hear this approach from you. I think you are concentrating on the subject, but we should know that there is only existing universe, and in order to become aware of the existence of the existing universe, my nature is made in such a way that I can only become aware of the existence of something by or through a comparison. The comparison is what? Lack of this existence. That's why the classical argument is used very much. They say the things exist rather than non-existing. So why they exist rather than they don't exist? So they say that there must be a source which prefers the existence of this universe to its non-existence. But they don't emphasize that this non-existence side is only an option for human beings, which has no reality whatsoever, just to give me the opportunity to practice my free will, to become aware of the existence of the things and say that, oh, they exist. They don't. I cannot say that they don't exist. So they exist. So what is the source of their existence? Because they don't have to exist by themselves. For example, this machine doesn't have to exist by itself. Since there is a machine, I say, what is the source of its existence who preferred the machine to be a machine? There must be a conscious, how do you say, conscious, something prefers, how do you say, the one who preferred to be a machine. That is just an option to give me the opportunity to become aware of the existence of the qualities within the universe, so that, or within my own existence. So as a human being, this doesn't have any reality in the objective physical world at all, the non-existence. That is just an option, so that I can, my free will can operate. Otherwise, it cannot function. It cannot operate. So never think about, you are also saying that, I'm aware that non-existence doesn't exist. So people say universe exists, and that's it. That's it. When they deny the creator, they don't deny something in their understanding. They don't want to admit, to accept it. That's their choice. That's why they say, "Oh, there's no such God exists," or something. They don't want to admit, to accept it. The universe itself says, "I exist," and what is the source of my existence? It's so simple. All the qualities in the universe demonstrate that they exist, and human mind says, what is the source of their existence? Huh? How come they exist? Rather than human mind is, or the human capacity is giving this ability to think rather than non-existent. So if there's a pencil here, I say, who put it? Right? I become aware. But if there is no pencil, I don't ask the question. Right? Who put the pencil? Who made the pencil? Because I don't see its existence. So, but my option says, who put it? Some people say, that's up to them. The human beings are free to choose everything. They say, there's a pencil here. There's a pencil here. Who put it? Who made it? Who put it? What is the purpose in its being here? No question. But there's a pencil here. That's it. So reduce, the Quran says, reduce the رَبَّنَا مَا خَلَقْتَ هَذَا بَاطِلًا. There are several verses referring to this. Those people who insist not to admit that this universe has a source which gave it existence. They say the universe exists as it is. It means they reduce the existence of this whole universe to nothing. And the Quran says they are insulting the universe.
Also, that there is nothing as nothingness.
But they reduce it to meaninglessness.
But logically, there is nothing as nothingness either.
So, but you go into that one. Why do you go into this one at this level of thinking now? If I say the universe exists and that's it, it means I am not ready to admit the reality. That's it. That is the denial. By doing this, the Quran says, it is very interesting, they insult the universe. For example, you are at home, somebody came to your house, and that's your house, right? And you just walk by him or her without saying, who are you? What do you want? Well, I don't know what this is. That person who is ignored, how does he feel? Huh? Insulted. He's ignoring my existence. Right? So you are insulting me. It means you are reducing my existence to nothingness. As if I don't exist. Because the meaninglessness makes the existence as if it doesn't exist. Purposeless, meaningless, what does it mean? Why should I take notice of it? So it is the insult. But the Quranic language says the denial is the insult to the message of the angels. You understand now? Go back to the first meaning of the messenger. Insulting the messengers. Messengers come and say something to you. You say, there is no such thing. Pretend as if there is no voice. There is no message. The universe being meaningful means nothing. Right? Somebody writes you a very good sentence and makes sense to you and shows that, for example, I am interested in you, I want to be your friend, etc. You take the paper and say, this means nothing to me. What do you think the one who wrote the letter will feel? Offended. That's why they insult God, and God says, okay, if you forget me, I will forget you. What does it mean? If you just ignore me, I will ignore you. Yeah? Do you understand this? So that's why Quran says God is the revenger. What does it mean? Acts according to your action towards him. If you say, oh God, you are the greatest, I say, okay, I'm going to treat you as a God who provides everything for you. That's paradise. That's represented in the language of the scripture, paradise. If you say there is no such thing, I ignore you, and okay. If you say I don't exist, and I have nothing for you, I am nothing for you, so I will not treat you as your owner and the creator. That's called in the Quranic language, haq. God is not really being a God, a caretaker for you. What are you going to do? Can you provide anything? Can you create water? Can you create food? Can you create air? Can you create life? And they are all given to you, you deny. So you will be treated with the lack of this treatment that you are receiving in this world. That's called hell. Lack of everything. And the wisdom scholars say that hell represents the false deities that human beings made in this world. It means not the creator, but false things. Yeah, false meaningless things. So, inshallah, we are going to, I don't know the time yet, but we have a little bit more time to let her, and then, yeah, inshallah, we will go into it, but let's hear this is the introduction class. Okay, why do we need to study the messengership, and what is the importance of it, and how can we make sure that definitely messengers must exist, and we can know them. How we can know them? Of course, we know the messengers only through the truthfulness, reasonableness of their message. So if someone tells me the true message, I will say, you are the message bearer, because the message makes sense to me. That these are the, course or the trail, if you like, we will follow from now on Saturdays. Please.
Well, I think you may have just answered it in your intro. My question was, do we verify messengership by verifying the message?
Definitely so. The answer is, but we will study and go into details, right? This is just a general framework.
And can we verify messengership by looking at practical life? So if somebody gives, as I'm a dentist, if somebody gives me a bunch of dental textbooks, and I read them for 4 years, but no one puts a drill in my hand, I can't treat a patient. So I think just real life shows you cannot just have the information. You need a human model to show you.
No.
Is that reasoning valid?
No. Yes. Let's make it in a very simple language. Okay. We will see any person can claim that I am the messenger of the Creator. I can claim it. I can say, I have received the message from the Creator. I can say that. But human beings are free to claim everything. Yeah. If you go to the lunatic hospitals, then people say, I am God, I am something, I am Hitler or something, according to their imaginations. They can claim everything. But how can we know that the prospectus? For example, I received a letter, I bought the machine, and the company who shipped the machine to my address says, we are going to send them a manual book, to help you how to use it and for what purpose the machine is going to be used, right? We receive the book which says, I am the manual book for this machine, right? But what the manual book says doesn't correspond to what the machine is functioning. What do? Well, you go back and say, this manual book is not the manual book I am expecting from the manufacturer or the engineer of this machine. It must be wrong. So we will study that as well. How can we make sure that somebody's message is really from the Creator of the universe? That is very simple to answer this question. The universe will witness to the truthfulness of the manual book. So universe is in front of us. Don't worry. We are not going to say, you have to accept it, man. Who are you to question the prophet or something? That's what we hear mostly from the people who are really biased people. So just claim to be Muslims because they are born into a Muslim family. That's nothing to do with the people here in this class. So we will say, okay, if someone says, I have received the message from the Creator of this universe, I will say, bring the message to me. Yeah, I will look at the message and see the corollary, the correlation between the universe, my experience, human senses, and what it says, right? That's why, but this is a diversion. Anyways, but this is a diversion. That's why people keep saying that Prophet Muhammad spread Islam by sword. Prophet Muhammad spread Islam by sword. They are weapons, forcing people. Why? Why they keep this with people with the bad intention to just make Islam, the message of the Prophet, to be rejected? Because it doesn't match what the machine says, what human senses say, what the universe says. That's what they want to reduce the message of Muhammad by accusing it, saying that this message has been imposed, implanted in the minds and hearts of the people by force. If it is by force, I say, it is not right. That's my nature says. It's not right. Right? No one can really make somebody believe in something by force. It is not natural. But if Islam is spread or was spread by force, it means it's wrong. Definitely wrong. Forget about it. Do you understand the heinous hidden intention in keeping saying this rhetoric again and again and again? Islam is the religion of war, right? Why do they say it? Just to discard Islam from the interest of the people from the very beginning, saying that if it is pro-war, it means it is trash. It's not right. It goes against my nature. Reject it. Right? So what they do now, they twist the verses of the Quran and isolate them from their purposes there, and not really give the explanation according to the general purposes of the teachings of the Quran. And then they are successful, actually, to a certain extent. They are very successful. Most of the people, innocent people, are deprived of the message of the Quran and the Muhammad by thinking that this is a barbaric language, it's sort of religion. It's a barbaric religion, and being barbaric is a contradiction to human nature. So reject it. But of course, let's study if it is a barbaric religion or not. That is different. But they block the door of interest. They block the door of really wondering what Islam is. Yeah, it is one of the major religions known in the world. What it is? So study Christianity is the most widespread religion. Yes, go and study. And Islam says there is God or something. They have also quite a considerable amount of people who claim to be Muslims and etc. practicing it. Go and study. Study, investigate it. Don't be biased, saying that it is they say that it is a religion of sword and it can't be really true because it contradicts human nature. So this is the criterion. Of course, this is the political agenda. This is a criterion for us. If the message and the messenger says something which cannot be verified by the evidence in the universe and human nature, then this is a false claim for me. Let me see what the text says. So be free and go and investigate it as much as you can do. But do it and investigate it. Okay. So do we understand that the relationship between believing God necessitates the belief in the messengers, and believe in the messengers. If there is a messenger, if you are convinced that this message is true, the message says, I am given from the creator of the universe. If you cut off the message from its source, it is not the message that the prophet brings to you. It is a philosophy, personal philosophy, right? If a person says, I've got a very meaningful explanation of the world and the purpose in human nature, but that is my production, it is not the messenger of the creator of the universe. There must be a tie between, connection between the creator of the universe and the source of the message. The same, so that I can verify. I cannot say that this is this person's Mr. Somebody or Mrs. Somebody's thought, and it is, of course, by definition, limited to by the time conditions of this person. Yes? It must be, okay, it's a good philosophy, it's a good thought, valid only within the capacity of this man and the time conditions, time limitations of this man. 1 century later, he cannot know the future. He cannot say anything. So necessarily, this cannot be the speech or the guidance of the creator of the universe, who is absolute. So his message also must be absolute. Do you understand? That is what messengership means. Bringing the message from the creator, which is valid throughout the time and space. But a personal philosophy is limited to his life conditions. So this is not called messengers. This is a personal idea of a certain person. Okay, we don't have much time, sorry.
Well, I think of like Ibrahim alayhi salam, and in searching, finding the answer, as opposed to having, a message revealed to you. So is it possible to find truth without needing a message?
Now, if you look at it from the story of Abraham, he as a person represents a person. How a person should start his journey of investigation. For a very simple thing, very simple. Here I am. Here is a star. Here is a sun. Here is a moon. Here is the world. What are they? How can they exist? This is the example presented to us by the creator of the universe through Abrahamic, the example of Abraham representing the human nature. Human nature must start with questioning the existence of the objects around them. And then we said, this is the first part. How am I going to use my existence, and how am I going to utilize the existence of this universe in the best way, for a purpose? Which kind of purpose I should have? That is another message. So everybody by himself can come to a conclusion that there must be something which caused this universe to come into existence. So there must be something. But we studied today, we are at the second stage now. Yeah, there must be something. This something must be conscious and also very wise. Everything is purposeful. What is the purpose in my existence? No answer. That is another stage now. Now, so we cannot say that Prophet Abraham, as a prophet, asked the son, no, it's a representation. It's the representation of the first stage of human journey in investigating what is going on in this world. It's a very, very, I would say, not the primary, not the primitive, very first step, how do you say?
Preliminary.
Preliminary step, thank you. Preliminary step in the journey. It's an example. We have to start from here. Don't say I'm a Muslim. Don't say I believe in God. No. Have you thought about the existence of the moon? What does it mean to you? Without being any Muslim, Christian, or anything. Have you thought about it? Have you really considered that? Quran emphasizes on it. Have you really considered, have you really reflected on the existence of this and this and this? Gives it various examples. It means it is a call for us. The creator of the universe says you have to start your journey by questioning the source of existence of everything around you. And then you can say, I am sure God, there must be something which is called God, who is the source of existence. That I'm sure. And then say, okay, why did God give me existence? For what? And then you require the second step, which is the subject of our discussion from now onwards, inshallah. I think we have to stop here. Anything? Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wahum an alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Bi hurmati sirri surati al-Fatiha.